Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode those confusing corporate filings and find out if a company is just a fancy name or something more. So today we're looking at Brookline Bancorp Inc. And let me tell you, this report has a surprise twist ready to shake things up. We're diving into a document that tells us about a special agreement being made way before a big company merger. It involves the Chief Credit Officer, Mark Meiklejohn, and a retention bonus that's all about keeping key people happy during a major company change. So imagine two companies, Brookline Bancorp and Berkshire Hills Bancorp, deciding to join forces. This kind of deal, called a merger of equals, is a huge undertaking and often brings a lot of uncertainty. To make sure their most important people stick around through this transition, a retention bonus agreement is put in place. In this case, Mark Meiklejohn, the Chief Credit Officer, is getting a special paycheck to stay on board. This agreement is signed on August 26, 2025, and it's directly tied to this merger actually happening. What's really interesting about this bonus is how it's paid out. It's not just one big lump sum. Instead, Mr. Meiklejohn will receive his bonus in 3 equal parts. The first third is earned and payable 1 year after the merger officially closes. The second third comes in 2 years later, and the final third is paid out 3 years after the merger. This is a common strategy to encourage long-term commitment after such a big event. The catch, though, is that he has to be working for the company on each of those anniversary dates to get his money. It's like a loyalty program, but with a lot more zeros attached. Now, here's where it gets a bit more complex and potentially juicy. If Mr. Meiklejohn's employment is ended by the company without what's called cause, which basically means he didn't do anything wrong, or if he leaves for good reason, which usually means the company made his job unbearable, then the remaining bonus payments get accelerated. This means he'll get all the money he was owed right away. However, this accelerated payout isn't automatic. He'll need to sign a waiver agreeing not to sue the company, and that waiver has to be final. It's standard practice to protect the company from future legal issues. Even with that payout acceleration, the total bonus he receives will be reduced by any severance pay he might be eligible for. So they are trying to avoid paying double severance and bonus. This whole agreement highlights how critical it is for companies to retain leadership during major strategic shifts like mergers. Keeping experienced executives like a chief credit officer is vital for smooth operations and maintaining investor confidence. A good credit officer ensures the bank manages its lending and risk effectively, which is super important, especially during times of change. Let's look at the company itself. They are incorporated in Delaware and their main operations are in Massachusetts. They are publicly traded and their stock symbol is BRKL on the Nasdaq Global Select Market. It's important to see that they are listed on a major exchange, which usually means they meet certain standards of transparency and financial health. Their registered securities, the common stock, are traded under the symbol BRKL on the Nasdaq exchange. This is the heartbeat of the company for investors, and it's their main way of raising capital and being valued by the market. This report itself is signed off on August 29, 2025 by Marissa Martin, their General Counsel and Corporate Secretary. This indicates that the company is formally documenting this retention agreement as required by regulatory bodies like the Securities and Exchange Commission. It's a part of the ongoing disclosure process that keeps the market informed. Now, looking at the broader picture, Brookline Bancorp is involved in banking and financial services. Their core business revolves around lending and deposit taking. For any bank, especially one going through a merger, the stability of its credit operations and the experience of its leadership team are paramount. This retention bonus from Mr. Meiklejohn signals a recognition of his importance in navigating the credit landscape during this transformative period. Think about it, when two banks merge, there are often overlapping functions, changes in strategic direction for lending, and potentially a need to integrate different credit risk management systems. Having a seasoned chief credit officer who understands both organizations can be invaluable in ensuring that the credit portfolio remains healthy and that new lending policies are sound. The bonus is essentially an investment in experienced leadership to de-risk the integration process. While this filing doesn't contain detailed financial statements like a balance sheet or income statement, it gives us a crucial insight into how the company is managing its human capital during a period of significant change. The amount of the bonus, $720 and $750 over 3 years, shows a substantial commitment to retaining this executive. It's a clear signal that his role is considered critical to the successful completion and integration of the merger. Considering the overall strategy, Brookline Bancorp is clearly prioritizing stability and continuity of essential functions as it merges with Berkshire Hills Bancorp. This retention agreement for their chief credit officer is a key piece of that strategy. It's not just about keeping one person happy, it's about safeguarding a critical business function during a potentially turbulent time. So what does this all mean for Brookline Bancorp? Well, for starters, it shows they are proactive in managing the human element of a merger. They understand that people are as important as processes and capital. This approach can reduce the risk of operational disruptions and help maintain market confidence. However, the success of this strategy will ultimately depend on the smooth integration of the two companies and the continued performance of the combined entity's credit book. From a broader perspective, retaining key executives in financial services is always crucial. These individuals possess specialized knowledge and relationships that are hard to replace. In an industry that is heavily regulated and subject to economic cycles, having seasoned professionals at the helm is a significant competitive advantage. In my opinion, this retention bonus signals a smart move by Brookline Bancorp. They are making a clear investment in their leadership to ensure the success of a major strategic initiative. The structure of the bonus with staggered payouts incentivizes long-term commitment. While we don't have the full financial picture from this specific finding, we can infer that the company's management is focused on critical roles during this merger. This focus on essential talent is a strength. One potential risk, however, could be the overall cost of such retention packages if not managed carefully, particularly if employee turnover remains high despite these measures. But for now, this seems like a calculated step to ensure a stable transition. Alright, that's our breakdown of Brookline Bancorp's latest filing. What's your take on these retention strategies during mergers, and what do you think it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more straight answers from corporate documents. And don't forget to join our Discord community in the description for even more insider discussions. Thanks for watching, see you next time.